Hello, Don here. Okay, so I I thought it was going to work, but getting an error. I'm back with my Fedora 25 installation. I was trying to use TeamViewer to remote to show what's going on, on this laptop remotely through my desktop here on YouTube Live. Uh, and also I can do it from remotely too with TeamViewer, but from my desktop. But doggone TeamViewer doesn't want to work. It worked fine in Fedora 25 32-bit yesterday just as a test, not on video, of course, or the other day, whenever it was I did it. But so what I had just done is I'm going to have to switch to my further away view. I can't hold that up very long anyway. Can't do it steady. But anyway, I can't read it. I can't get to where I can read it. Okay, so what I did is I have the RPM as well downloaded. That's what Fedora uses for installs, if you're not familiar with that. But it tried to install it and it got an error, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to keep trying. I thought, well, it doesn't matter if it's installed or running as a portable app. Not sure why it didn't work. Sometimes you can, if you just go to, if it's an app in the repos, you can just go install them from the repos pretty easily most of the time. You just got to watch and don't do too much because you fill up your memory. I think I tried this before and it didn't work, but I guess I'll do what I did last time. I'll go ahead and get the extra pane going and go over here in the extra pane and go to downloads. That lets me be able to see. Do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to right click on the tar xz file and extract it. Yeah, it won't. You can't run it from. I tried running it from the. You could run it from the SD card, but I can't change the permissions, and and that's what I forgot to do. I realized while I was taking my little break, I realized I forgot to make sure it's not done yet. It looks like it's finished, but it's not. There'll be another file. It'll come up here in a minute. But you have to change. There's the file I need to do it to. You can do it when it's on the system you're running. Right click on that file and say permissions, and then you got to say, it is already set to allow executing. It's got to be set to allow executing as a program. And that was the problem I had. This one that's on my little SD card. See, if you try to do that, it won't let you. And I even tried it in my regular desktop. It won't let you. And that has to do with the way I set up that SD card. Because I had to build that easy to boot system in all these other files on here in Windows. Actually, I did it in a Windows XP virtual machine. But so I have a file system fight between Linux and Windows. But let me just do what I did a while ago. I don't know why it won't run. I do know I kind of got a glimpse. They go away so fast. The errors at the beginning are not normal errors. Sometimes you'll get a little like make desktop error, but it'll still run. It had a kernel crash, make desktop crash. It had like 3 or 4 different crashes right there at the beginning. So I don't know if let me get out of this double desktop, double pane view so that I'll know I'm in the one I want to be in. I don't know if this Fedora 25 64-bit is going to run good on this machine. Maybe I'll end up having to go to 32-bit on this machine. I don't know, but it's 32 64-bit capable, or it wouldn't even boot to it. So I put in a dot / That's how you run a executable. Now, let's see if it works this time. I think it's just the same stuff. I'm going to have to get my head over there where I can read it. Okay, the ELF interpreter, no such file. So this is something that I'm not really familiar with. No such file or directory. But I know I'm in. You know, you got to pay attention when you open up terminal. When you just right click and say open terminal, it may open up at like home, but it says it's in live team viewer. So I'm in the right directory. When you get that no such file, sometimes you're just in the wrong directory. I can try CD. It would be Big D downloads, I think. Okay, yeah, see, it wouldn't do that because I'm already in that directory. Okay. If I was in home or whatever, it would go to downloads. Okay, so let's close my terminal again and start again. And that TeamViewer desktop, normally when you try to click on that, oh, it says untrusted. Normally what it does is it tries to put an icon up in your, but it only works with XFCE, doesn't work with mate. So I'm going to say launch anyway. It'll probably just give another error. Watch it work. But you would think it would be the file to launch the application, but I don't think it's going to do anything at all. I really didn't want to continue with such, with nothing but my blurry camera version, but I thought it looked like it was working when I tried to install, so I thought, well, let's catch it, So that's why I hurried up and came back online or on live or whatever. But oh well, at least you're seeing the problems and hopefully the work-throughs, but that didn't work. Okay, now I'm going to double-click on the regular the TeamViewer file, and double-clicking won't even do anything. Okay, yeah, it doesn't even have the option to run it. It doesn't see. It did that the other day. Okay, but terminal. This application doesn't say open terminal here, but it does open it there because it's live user local host live TeamViewer. Okay, I'll try it again. I don't see how it's going to be. Oh, I'll try it with. If I type SU, you don't even have to put in the password. Now it says root at localhost and then in TeamViewer. Now it doesn't matter to me if I run it as root or regular user. It should just run as regular user, but neither way worked last time. Let me look at my messages. I think it's the same exact messages. Yeah, dadgummit. I'll try that TV setup again. Maybe I can install it from that file. I don't think so. And again, if I would copy that, let's do that. I mean, I have the RPM. There's really no sense in trying to install it in the command line when you got the RPM there. Okay. Go back to my twin view here, get my extra pane. And on this side, I'm going to go downloads. Now on this side, where are my Dons files? VNC. Okay, I've got the RPM and the deb for running in Debian. RPM's for Fedora. Now copy to other pane. Now when that gets all copied, surely it wasn't that fast, was it? Let's see, how big is that file? Right click, I guess, and find out. 32.6 megabytes. Okay. Last time I tried to run it straight from the 32 gigabyte SD card, and that might have been the reason it got errors. 32.6 megabytes. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of the extra paint just to make sure I don't get confuse myself. Oh, if you double click it, tries to open it opens up an archive manager, and you can't even stop it. You got to wait till it's done. Got to right click and say open with Yumx package installer. Now that I didn't even think Yumx came with it, but it darn sure did. Okay, it's going to install all the dependencies. That didn't come up last time, so I think it wasn't working right. Maybe if it did, I didn't pay enough attention to remember it. This was how it did last time. Well, it's going faster. Maybe that's a good sign. Yeah, if you're installing from the RPM, even in a live system, it's going to find all the dependencies and install them. So that probably usually is your best bet. Except for, I thought that didn't work, and that's why I was using the portable version. Maybe it just depends. 32-bit's a little different than it ran perfectly in 32-bit. Fedora 25 32-bit yesterday or the other day, whatever day it was. Just running it as a portable app, and I didn't even try the install because I didn't need to. But make sure my health is good on my stream and everything. Everything looks good there. Give me a little drink while it's working. But it didn't give me all those errors and fail until the very end last time, so I'm not going to be all excited until it's done. This is something I really wanted to have working because then I can show the install process on my video and make it clear. I mean, this is all blurry. It's useless, like this. Just pointing the camera. I mean, I can get a little better view if the camera's closer and not try to use the zoom in these old cheap cameras and these cheap phones. But when I say cheap, I mean really cheap. $14.88 each. That's what I got them for. DNF backend not responding. Yum extender will exit. Oh. Actually, I forgot to mention, when I came back from my little break, the whole laptop had locked up. The mouse wouldn't work. Nothing would work. The mouse pad on the laptop wasn't responding. So I'm going to close that. I saw something happening in the applications menu, so I'm going to look and see if it's in there. It may have worked, even though there's an error. I don't see Team Viewer, though. Sometimes it doesn't, when you do that kind of thing, oh, there it is. It doesn't work until you reboot, and sometimes it does. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay. Should run since it installed. If it just, a lot of times live systems will have those like crashes and things, but it'll recover, and it'll still work. So far the machine's working, and I haven't lost my desktop or any functionality, even though it said that it all crashed when I first booted up. So if you do see that, and you've never seen it before, or new to Fedora or Linux, or you just haven't seen that happen before on a new system, it doesn't always mean you're dead in the water. I don't know if that's going to run. And of course, if I don't remember some apps, especially the third-party apps, whatever you want to call them, they always call them. One that's not in the repos is what I mean. Sometimes you have to reboot for they will run. Normally, you don't have to reboot for apps to run. But of course, if you reboot a live system, it's gone. So that could be the other reason why I was running it with the live or portable mode. And there are apps. There's desktop, remote desktop apps for Fedora, and it used to be super easy to just install them and start them up and go. But now you've got to do some back-end stuff and do all kinds of things to get them to work. It's not all on the GUI. You have to run commands and stuff. So basically, I guess to open up, I don't know if it's to open up SC Linux or what. I can't remember. I remember that it was a pain. to the point that I just kind of don't do it. And that's kind of what got me to. I never really paid much attention to TeamViewer until the last year or so. I always just used the apps that came with Fedora. I'm gonna go. This is how I go into the. Should be a system app, M8 system monitor. Let's see if that's running. File system resources processes. Yeah, this is not the one with the search, so I can't search for TeamViewer. But this is Fedora 25. This is one part I like about this one. This I think it's Mate System Monitor. It says System Monitor, but I think when you go in the Applications menu, it says Mate System Monitor. Yeah, Mate System Monitor. Fedora 25 64-bit. The kernel of it, memory 2.9 gigabyte. Okay, so I got 3 gig of memory in this, but it shares about 348 or something like that megabyte of video memory on the, is used out of the memory, the chip, the video chip, onboard video, along with the processor. Core 2 Duo, 2 gigahertz, and that's the live available disk space of the live system. 7.8 gigabytes. So, everything's all out of whack. You can't see everything. Okay. Of course, you can't see any of this, can you? I keep forgetting that I'm talking. I'm showing something that can't be seen. I thought about trying to move my camera closer and all that, but I just couldn't. There's no place to set it because of the way my desk is. So I don't think TeamViewer ever started up. Yeah, it's in alphabetical order, so it's not running. So I guess I'll close it. Since when I'm running a live system, I try not to run too many things at once. So it installed, but it didn't work. TeamViewer 12. Okay. I wonder if I could run it from the portable mode now, since I have all the dependencies on there. Why don't we try and see? Uh-oh. The path for directory containing CGIS settings need read and write permission, so that's some error in the live system. Okay, let's try getting to it that way. There we go. I just want to go to my downloads because that's where I put the TeamViewer. Let's try that again. All right. I think I already have TeamViewer in my. Let's open up the terminal. Yep, TeamViewer. That's a different error. Okay, it says read-only file system. That's different. Try SU, I guess. Why would it be so different between 32-bit and 64-bit Fedora? Same error, that didn't make any difference. Let's see if maybe that folder is not permissions. Oh, okay. The access is, I'm going to say read and write if I can to everything in here. Can't do it from there. I need to use, I don't think I even have Thunar. Yeah, Thunar is not installed. I'm going to go ahead and try to install it. What happened? Read-only file system. Maybe because some of those errors that I was getting before. I'm already as root. Okay. Reason I'm installing Thunar, trying to, I hit the wrong keys and now it's all whacked out. Reason I was trying to install Thunar, I'll wait for it to get done, because you can run Thunar with root privileges. Really, you just if you do it as root, then it'll be doing it with root privileges. So say if I open up a terminal and just do su, then I'm doing yum install this time to see what'll happen, since it said read-only file system. Still saying read-only file system. That's really strange. Okay, let's try this then. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm showing what I think I am on my. There we go. I'm gonna leave my other desktop on my live stream. That way I know what's going on. Sometimes when I switch, I forget to change it to the one that I want it to be on. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into. Oh, okay, over here. I use my desktop search for everything, and it's not even installed. I install XFC App Finder. There we go. Yum Extender DNF. Okay, that's the Yum Extender it had on it. Okay. If that'll work, I'll know that part's okay. I think I should probably unplug that 32 gigabyte. Unplug it now while I'm thinking about it, because I don't want it to. It should be fine when you're doing your install, but there's no sense in it being in there just complicating matters. I don't think that opened up. It may not be going to work. Try that again. Make sure I didn't miss it. There, yeah, I did miss it. Okay, there's all kinds of errors. Okay, so let's just. I hate it when things are never simple like they should be. Okay, so let's just turn this thing off. Well, I can shut it down with the actual shutdown. It's not really going to matter. Use the shutdown command. I think it is bugged out. It works fine with the 32-bit. This system is supposed to be just a fine and dandy 64-bit system. I'm going to boot this thing up. What I'm thinking, I don't want to go 32-bit if I don't have to, because there's a lot of things. Boot it back up. You can see my reflection in the screen. There's a lot of things that I'll go back to the other camera now. There's a lot of things that now this is easy to boot, and it has a bunch of different Linux, and I've got antivirus, DOS, and Linux menu, and then I've got Windows install ISOs on there. I can't install from it. I already tried that, and it doesn't work. It errors out. But I thought I'd boot to a different version of. Actually, why don't I try Mate Compass 64? That's it. Fedora 25. I also have 32-bit. What else do I have? Server. Oh, that's live security. Hearted Magic. Okay, I have a lot of things on here. Let's go ahead and go let's do the 386 and just see if I can show that it works like I expect. See if I've got some other kind of. I don't want to check it this time. I just want to. If it rebooted, it would just go back to the beginning of that easy to boot screen anyway. So using the checkers on there usually doesn't work. But I don't know if this machine, I don't remember whether or not I've ever had a 64-bit OS on it. I didn't realize that was 32-bit, really, the Fedora 21. Windows 7 that I had on there, I don't remember, or I have on there, if it's 32 or 64-bit. Probably is 32 because it ran pretty good on there. If it was 64, it would be really slow, I think, with 3 gig of RAM on a Core 2. I know it doesn't run, it just barely runs on with 2 gig of RAM on a dual core AMD, which is really a little more powerful than a Core 2. It seems. Well, it depends on the AMD. The one that I have is not the powerful one, it's the economy. But I have another AMD that's a dual core that is really fast. It's way faster than any of my dual core Intel systems. And it's not mine, it's one I built for my mom. But okay, this is 32-bit version. Let's see if it acts up, gives any weird errors or anything. Okay, I'll boot it up. Yeah, it does the same thing. Saying the boot image crashed, and I don't know, 3 errors, and they went away before I could read them. But what I would like to know, now I'm booted to the same drive, but see my files are on there, so I want to kind of try to figure out if what am I going to need to do? I mean, I could start trying to install, but the whole point of making this video was to be able to show my install. So instead of ended up making a long blurry video of, I guess I should have tried moving that camera. I still don't know how I could have done it. I could have maybe propped things up somehow. Thing is my tripod that I'm using right for this camera, pointing the deal is really tall, and if I put it closer, it'd be too tall, and the other one that I point at me is shorter, but then I don't see any way I could prop it up over here. Okay, so put it in a way that I can read it. VNC, what else do I have? Well, I can go to the, well, I couldn't install anything in that 64-bit one. After I did that install of that RPM, it worked. Something broke, because that install worked of running an RPM, and then everything got broke. So, but if it's going to be too buggy to run long enough to do anything, then the install will probably crash too. It may just be that the 64-bit version of Fedora 25 is not running as well on this particular machine. Could be. So I might have to go to 32-bit. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So that's why I booted into 32-bit. What else do I have already ready to try and use? I was looking to see if I had another. Of course, if I could run OBS, you can run OBS Studio in portable mode. I've done that before, but this machine's not powerful enough. That's why I didn't try doing that. Doing my streaming straight from the machine I'm installing on. Plus, with all the cameras and all that, see, no matter what happens to that machine, I can still at least show a blurry view of what's going on. Okay, so, now I already know I can't execute that file from my drive. I can, let's see, I already have it unzipped. Where is it? Yeah, unzipped. I'll show what I've been talking about. There's a folder. If I could run it from there, that'd be fine and dandy. But what happens is, okay, it's not executable, and it won't let me change it. Okay. That's why I've been extracting it to the tar xz. Where's the extract? There we go. Extract to. The last time it asked me where I wanted to put it. Okay. Download should be as good a place as any. Could try home. Let's try that. Just no, do downloads because that's the way I did it yesterday on the 32-bit. Home, it shouldn't make any difference. You got full permissions in anything in your home directory, you know, except for maybe a few dots, folders with dots in the front that might have some sort of different permissions set to them by the install of that app. There's TeamViewer. Okay, now that little desktop file's not there. It may be not quite done extracting. There's only 1.8 gigabytes on this live image, so that won't be near as much to play with. I think it's done though. Okay, let's make sure it is executable. Last time it was already. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll just go ahead. It's a lot easier to right click and copy it than it is for me to, say that. I'm doing this with my left hand, and while I used to be really good at using either right or left hand on things, like say the mouse, I'm not as good at it as I used to be. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go ahead and say SU because it's how I kind of think I remember doing it last time, just because I kind of did it because anytime I'm in the terminal, I generally need to be root user, you know. But okay, now let's see what happens. There's SC Linux alerts, which I didn't get last time. Oh, a bunch of them. May not let it run. Looks like it didn't. It's saying launching TeamViewer, so it may be getting ready to do it. And it's saying a bunch of stuff has been updated. It said error. Oh, there it is. Even though there was all these SC Linux, but I tried that as root in 64-bit and it wouldn't run. Say accept license agreement. Don't ever close your command line when you open something from the terminal. It will close your app. Okay, now let me get over here. Oh, I was fixing to change I have a KVM switch and I can go to any of the 4 different machines, but I don't need to change the KVM switch. I need to change to desktop screencast. Now, let me get this out of the way. That wireless keyboard that I was using for the, I will show you what I've been talking about. Even though it's not my end goal. But why? I'm beginning to think, well, I'm still getting all kinds of errors in the, there it is. I'm getting all kinds of errors in the live system. I'm putting in the number that TeamViewer tells me to put in. It doesn't go by IP address like a normal VNC remote desktop. It gives you numbers to use, which is simpler. If you don't know how it works, then you don't have to know how it works. But actually, I couldn't get to work for a while because I kept trying. At first, I just went straight to it, started typing in IP addresses, and it wouldn't work. And I didn't want to read all of it. And finally, once I read it, I realized, oh, well, it's just a whole different way of doing it. But it makes a cool thing about it is it makes a new password for it'll use the same number over and over if you have it installed on your machine. If it's live, it's a different number every time. But if you have it installed on your machine, then it'll get that number typed in. There we go. So anyway, the little 4-digit key, password, whatever you want to call it, it changes it automatically. So it's a little more security, and it's good for doing live streams, because then even if you show that key, it doesn't matter, because first I was worried about showing it, but it doesn't matter because it changes every time. So here, ma'am, here's my desktop. Let's make sure that's, yeah, there. Okay, that's what I'm showing to the world here. Where am I? Okay, so, and every time you get off of it and go to a different desktop, then it'll make it small, almost not minimize it, but make it not full screen anymore. I don't know why. Okay, so there it is, and this is what I've been talking about. Get a drink. Okay, so that was my terminal window where I had typed in ./TeamViewer, and then it came up giving you some output, telling you what's going on. I saw ERR, and I couldn't read. See, I can't read that screen. I can barely see what it says over there on the laptop, and I have it at a weird angle so that I can see it in the camera to broadcast it. So it makes it really where I can't read it. But anyway, it did work, just like I said it would, and this is the window that comes up, gives you that number and that password, and so that's what I had typed in here in this machine. Now I can go over here. Look at all those SC Linux alert. Okay, I'm going to say show. Let's see what they are. A whole bunch of them. It won't go away, I guess, until you do something about them anyway. I didn't see it last time but it was on a different machine. What was I in? Last time I booted up, it was on this machine, but it was on that other image. Oh yeah, whoops. It was on my on my USB stick, the one that I just got through deleting and putting 64-bit on there. This is running off of the. I think it's just a little. Yeah, see, not everything is showing up. I think it's just really being slow to respond is the reason that hasn't done anything with SC Linux. I can click on that. Let's see if that'll bring it up. There we go. Now, okay, Wine Preloader. Now that one, I think TeamViewer is using Wine to make it run on Linux is what's happening, because Wine doesn't come with Fedora. Wine is the Windows emulator that runs on Linux. So I can say troubleshoot, and it'll say mmap0. It says if you think it should, Wine Preloader should, okay, it stopped some of that. That's what it did. But it didn't completely stop TeamViewer from running, though. So as long as everything that I'm trying to do works, I don't worry about it. And it was 3 of them, 3 alerts. Oh, there's different things, see? So I can go through here, see what each one. The other one was something about directory cache, and then the first one was user sbin rn. I can't. Yeah, it's a little blurry. Let's see. MGD. I think I was looking over at the laptop. I think I saw that. Okay. So anyway, I don't want all that up there. I don't know why they won't go away. Keep showing up on all my other desktops. They're not. Oh, they're not showing up on that desktop just because I don't have it. It's like they're stuck in memory. They're not responding to any clicks or anything. So anyway, and since I only do have 1.8 gigabytes, for some reason these images aren't as big, running off of Easy to Boot, my little Easy Boot build that I use the application called Easy to Boot to build that. Anyway, this is Fedora 25. This is a 32-bit version, but it's the same apps. That's what you get with it, just a few basic things. I don't like Pro Media Player. It won't really play anything. As a matter of fact, it wants to be the default, so I just end up uninstalling it. And it came on Fedora 23 or something too, and it drove me crazy. It doesn't work well at all. So I like VLC. That's what I like to be my default media player. There's some things it won't play, very few things, but it comes with Gparted. I like that. It's especially if you need to do that to work to reformat your drive to install and all that. Actually, you don't have to. Fedora 23, starting with Fedora 23, it had a good built-in partition. Probably uses gparted, but anyway, it'll do it within the app and just tell it to clear up space, and it works. It used to didn't work, and you'd really need to use gparted or something to get your drive. The easiest thing to do if you do have trouble, just take all the empty your drive, empty all the partitions, delete all the partitions on your drive. Unless, of course, you're going to have dual boot with Windows, don't delete your Windows partitions. And if you're going to do Windows, especially Windows 7, then you will they always tell you should defrag before you start installing and repartitioning. You're going to have to resize the Windows 7 partitions and all that too. If you're going to have to do any resizing during your install, then defrag first. But this is not going to have any Windows. It does have 7 and Fedora 21 on it, but I'm going to reformat the whole thing and just have Fedora 25 on it. So, there's my live view. See, I could, here's what you click on install the hard drive. This is what will come up. I don't want to try it. I know it won't work. I tried this already on another machine a while back. And that's, I don't know, at the very beginning of this, I was reading through the instructions and it said use a different app than the one I used. Maybe. But I don't know why that it would go, it worked fine with the 32-bit version, the one I already had on this stick, on that other, it's a dual-core Intel laptop that I put it on, another brand, IBM, I think. I don't know why 64-bit would be all that different, but if you click continue, then it'll start. Just goes through the whole thing, and I'm not going to do it now, but because I know it wouldn't even work even if I wanted the 32-bit version. I am going to get out of that, but I got a problem that I don't quite know what to do about it. Wish to quit. Uh-oh, I wonder if it locked up. No, it hasn't locked up. It's just a bit slow. Which is understandable with all the things I've been doing to it. Wait, did I? Oh, I'm running TeamViewer. Yeah. It may not be able to run the installer well with the TeamViewer going. Installer kind of seems to have used a lot of resources. I think it's a little bit different version than the old one, the old Anaconda, but it might still be Anaconda, but it's been changed up a lot in the way it looks. I know that. But I don't think I've ever done a full install, with TeamViewer or something like that running. Okay, so now here I want to show this while I can. Trying to remember which. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Yum Extender DNF. That's what you get now with that. And I went ahead and installed the regular Yum Extender. Here's what it looks like. And what I had trouble with in Fedora 23 is it wouldn't show. I'd search for apps and it wouldn't come up with anything. And what I found out is that you needed to change the settings so that it would show everything that's in there. I forget what the exact thing I had to do. Fedora 25 may be okay. I think maybe it is. I'll kind of look in there in a second. When it gets through loading the repositories, I'll do it. But this easy to boot that I'm running on right now, or that I booted up from it's great for live, but it does say that it may or may not work with installs, and it doesn't with Fedora 25, 32-bit. I know that much. And of course, I just had all kinds of trouble with my 64-bit on this machine. Like I said, I wasn't crazy. I was beginning to wonder what. I knew I'd done it the other day. I didn't doubt my memory on that. I do have a lot of trouble with my memory, but I just couldn't understand why it wouldn't work. Now, see, that's all the updates that are available. I'm going to have to get me a cough drop. I'm not going to be able to talk here in a minute. I got one ready. Okay. Of course, I'm not going to do any updates. Now, where's my search and all that stuff? Let me look in the settings over here. Preferences. What is toolbar head bar? Select updates at startup. Okay. Show newest only. Erased unused requirements. Repositories. Okay. Cisco. What is Cisco? Open 264. Oh, Cisco Systems? I don't know. Okay, I don't see anything that's really looks like it would matter to me. What did I just change? It was in here. Show toolbar. I'm thinking maybe that's the search that I want to see and all that is up at the top that I'm used to. We'll see. It's doing something. I was going to reload all the package information. Nope. There's a search right there. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so if I can use a native Fedora remote desktop app, that's what I was trying to get in there and search in the 64-bit version, and it wouldn't. Nothing's coming up. Okay, there we go. Remote box. That's VirtualBox. It's not it. There's not enough. I don't believe that I'm seeing everything, just like I said. I don't know. But I bet you anything, it's not showing everything. Yeah, it's not showing everything. And I don't remember how to make it to where it will show everything. See, it's on all, so it's showing available and installed. See, the red ones are need updating. The green ones are installed and they're up to date. Black ones are not installed. I didn't see anything change by selecting that. Updates at startup, update checker, which I would actually want on. Oh, every 60 minutes, yeah. Probably leave it like that. Show newest only. Only show, well, that's actually good. I usually leave mine like that. I could select that, but maybe it's, I don't have RPM Fusion installed like, in here. Maybe that's part of it, but I always install RPM Fusion. I wonder if it has, there's another applications install app. It's, I don't know if it comes in there or if you have to install it. Okay. If I look for Yum, let's see if I can get it to show me. I want Yum extender. Now it'll probably install Yum. Yum XDNF, Yum utils. Click that one, Yum package manager. I really don't want to I don't really want to do that in this little live system. I'm just I mean, I can't really install a whole lot of stuff. I'll get it, it'll just lock up. Where's Yum extender? I only see Yum extender, Yum X DNF. I don't see Yum X regular. So you can still install Yum, and that's what I did on my Fedora 23 system because I just wasn't getting what I wanted, you know, to be able to do what I wanted. But actually, I don't need the whole Yum package. All I need is just that GUI of the Yum extender that would work the way I'm used to. I don't see it. Maybe unless it's in that Yum utils. Might be. Should be pretty small. See if I can install it. Okay, what am I going to get? I'm going to get Yum. It's not very big though, is it? Yum utils. I'm just going to do it right quick. I want to see if there's another desktop app I can install and use easily. I mean, I can look on this machine while I'm waiting. Yeah, remote desktop viewer, but I need a remote desktop server. Oh yeah, Tiger VNC. That's a really good one. Now, if I could install Tiger VNC on the live system, then in the 64-bit, well, I couldn't install anything last time, but it might have been because I was trying to run. Because I went and it might have broke some things when I ran that RPM file to try to install TeamViewer. Okay, now let's see. We'll close DNF. So what else I've got here? I don't think it came up with anything new. I don't think it installed anything that I can see in the graphic application that I can see. Control Center. I don't think you can even get to. Well, there's Yum DNF. Yeah, you can. Just Yum DNF though. Yeah, you can go to Control Center and get to all the settings and everything, and you can get to Yum DNF. There we go. But it leaves the Control Center open, and if you're trying not to use too much memory, then I'm gonna go back and close it. Search. Okay. Let's see. What was that? When I go up there and search, that's on my system. My host system, the one I'm broadcasting with, Tiger VNC. That's just the viewer, but I don't remember how I did it, and it really doesn't matter right now. See, what I ended up doing was installing Yum, and Yum made a parser, and that's pretty much all that it. Well, Yum utils. So I don't know what all it ended up giving me, but. See, Tiger. Just type in Tiger and see what happens. Okay, Tiger VNC server. Oh, it's already on here. But it needs updating. Okay. Minimal. I think you need more. I think you need the whole thing. It says it'll give you the access. So how do you make it run? Let's look on this machine. See, you can't just go in here and say start up Tiger VNC, you know, like you used to be able to do with Fedora 14 and probably some of the newer ones. It's installed, but it's not showing up. I had clicked on the link to go to their website, so used to you could just go into the settings, go into system preferences, and just one of those areas there. If you go to Control Center, you won't see it. Close that browser. See, no VNC, no Tiger, nothing. Now let's see, is there any little... Seems like one time I got it to work by installing the whole thing. What's that? That's saying it would work even on the internet. I think that's just the viewer, though. The client. This is the server. It's the full server. The Java applet would be so that you can use it through the web browser. I don't want that. I mean, you don't want to open it up so that if somebody, of course, I have a web server, and so if anybody comes to my, hits my router, they're going to go straight to my web server by default. But it might be possible for them to get on by there if I had a VNC server running and get to it. So you really don't want to run something like that unless you just have a real reason to. Looks to me like all I really need is a server. But I'm going to do the viewer too. It's only 240K and the server is only 221K. Right now, I'm just experimenting. If I figure out what works, then okay, now it's going to install the server, Tiger VNC, which is the viewer, and then a couple of dependencies and some icons. You can usually connect to both VNCs at the same time, so I can probably start it up right here and show it and then connect to it. I've done it before but with both of these two running. You can with TeamViewer and Tiger VNC or Tight VNC as well. Okay, so I'm not going to run any updates. I'm sure that would fill up the memory on this system. But make sure we're all still live and everything. Okay, let's see if we have any new apps. See, this one's running fine. It's not giving me any errors or anything. There's the viewer. But the problem is getting the server to run. And the great little app that I used to use, it was a GUI app that would make you be able to just turn it on and off. Used to go right into the preferences or admin area and do it. And when you install these things now, it doesn't come with it. And I haven't seen it. The only instance I know for sure that have it is Fedora 14, maybe 17 and stuff like that. But see, node server. That's why I was trying to use TeamViewer, because when it works, but it's easy. It's fine. It used to be. Well, it used to be really easy the other way. There's the viewer, but that would do you no good. Now, if I had remote desktop running on one of my other machines, I could connect to that machine. This one doesn't have it running, I'm pretty sure. See what I think I know what my IP is, but let's look. This is the actual machine that I'm serving up from 192.0.111. Is that right? I don't think I have. Yeah, socket refused. See, I don't have a remote desktop running on this machine. And I don't know if I ever even tried hard enough to get it to work, get it set up on here. See, I have Yum Extender and Yum Extender DNF. I don't know if that's even available. I didn't see it in 25. If it's there, oh, Apper, that's the other one. That would tell you for sure. I don't care for that app. That's the one that used to be the default for Fedora. I don't care for it all that much, but it'll tell you right quick if you're seeing all the apps that are available. This is my Fedora 23 system. Yeah, I don't think that I ever went to the trouble to try to get Tiger VNC server up and running on here. I might have fooled with it and then got tired of messing with it. Just so I won't, because this is the remote machine. I'm going to go over here so it won't be so confusing, even to myself. Okay, VNC server browser, that's another viewer. And then Tiger VNC viewer. Desktop, remote desktop viewer. Have another couple. Tiger, take a screenshot. Yeah, I don't see any. More browsers, but no server admin stuff. Okay, so go in here. Now that I'm completely sidetracked from my install, I guess I might as well just show all my pains and work to get to the point where I can. I mean, I could just try running the install without making a good video, but I'm concerned now that it wouldn't even install right. Since there were so many errors on that Fedora 25 on that laptop, I'm worried that it won't even install right, so I don't want to start an install yet. And I'm hard-headed. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to show a video of the install, so I want to figure out how to make it. Yeah. See what it did to my machine because I'm doing my video all at the same time and all this other stuff. I'm gonna have to go look and see what's Firefox. Oh God, it's running 2 gigabyte of memory. I gotta close Firefox. That's the problem. All that, for some reason, when you're watching a live stream, it uses up even more memory than just watching videos. Up the memory of all things, it fills up the RAM. I don't ever leave my live stream open on the machine I'm streaming from. It may have caused my shows a good stream health right now, but that's probably behind. Hopefully my stream health is good. See, it's not even closing. And my machines, when I opened up that Yum extender, it was just enough to make the machine barely run. I never, once it gets up to a gig of memory, I shut down Firefox. I will usually pay attention to that, but I was busy doing other things. So I click on it here in this system monitor and then hit in process. See, it's not even responding just yet. And if it doesn't do it by clicking on in process, then you can hit right click. But see, it's not doing anything yet. Oh, it's trying to. I see that there's a message down there. If I click on it, save with there. I didn't pay attention to Firefox. I should be paying more attention, huh? Okay, now I should be okay again. Now I can hit cancel on that. That right click I did just now came up. So now I'm okay again. My memory's good on my yeah, don't leave your live stream open. That's for very long. Use up all your memory. Okay, now I'm in Yum Extender, and I want to see Tiger VNC, I think it was. I want to see what's available. This is Yum Extender that I've been talking about, and it actually has to use DNF to do any work, but it has the search always up. It's just I'm used to it, now. I used to use that Apper for years and years. That was I didn't. Yum Extender is one thing I don't like about it. It takes a while, just like DNF. It takes a while to bring in all the updates and everything, and I didn't like waiting on it to open up and get ready to use. And actually, this time, well, I don't know how long it took because I got sidetracked on other things, but I don't really need that remote view. Well, this is what I was trying to do, is make something happen in here. The reason I opened this up was to compare what I have installed, and it could tell me what apps I have. See, I have everything installed for Tiger VNC except for, I don't have the full server installed. I just have the minimal. See, so I don't have those two installed. I don't really need them, so I'm not going to. This is my machine I use on the internet all the time, so I don't really want to forget and leave the desktop server running, while I'm on the internet all the time. But 2XR, it's Packington, libmodule X server. I think Fedora doesn't even use Xorg anymore. I think it uses a different Windows graphics server. So yeah, I don't even have that running. I could have another remote desktop on here. I don't think. Search for a remote desktop while I look through here. That was faster that time. Yeah, once you do that first search, it's always faster. I remember that now. Yeah, it doesn't have any graphic apps for remote desktop setup. Okay, I didn't think it did. See, when you do a search like that, a two-word search, you'll end up with a lot more stuff to dig through. Remote desktop client. I don't think it has a server. There's one. Spice server. Spice. For virtual. Okay, that's. Well, there's Tiger VNC and it's installed. Remote display system. Oh, to view. This is the client. Yeah. Vino's the one I used to use. Yeah, connect to your machine. You don't want to have several of them installed, but I don't have it installed at all. Okay. There's one, Xbra, remote display server for applications and desktop. I think that's one I tried out and it didn't work right. Did the weirdest thing, I think. That's the one I think it is. Sometimes you install something and then you think, well, I don't want it, and I'll install it, and it starts wanting to uninstall things that you need for other apps. And so then I'm like, well, I better leave it rather than try to sift through all that. Really, I don't know what you could do, you know. I mean, it just, you can't tell it. I don't believe you can say uninstall this but not that, you know. It just says, it's going to do this, do you want to let it? Oh, no, wait, cancel, you know. Then there's another one, XRDP, and RDP server, which would be the Windows type of, instead of VNC remote desktop, it's RDP remote desktop. Remote desktop protocol, I think is what it stands for. And anyway, yeah, see, I don't even have a remote desktop server on here, and I just got through installing. I know Vino, but see, I still don't see any like graphic apps like there used to be to set it up with. And I could install everything. I don't want it on here, but I believe I have installed what I should need, but it's still not working by default. You have to turn it on and you have to run some commands or something. Let's see. Extender DNF. All this would be, this is all research right now because this is not even the operating system that I can install from. This is back on the remote, the 1520 Dell 1525 laptop. I'll just do VNC this time. Oh, that didn't work. What did I get? And allow incoming. Oh, really? VNC config contains extended D. I think I tried this one time and it still didn't do it automatically. Open the new desktop session with each connection. Let me read that again. Extended D. Configurations that allow incoming VNC clients to open a new desktop session with each connection. It sounds like it would work. XDMCP, what's this? That's this VNC server. Yeah, that's kind of a different thing. I'm 100% sure what we're getting out of that. I don't want to do that yet. Let's see. Y'all click on it. Now, let's go with, just do Tiger. Okay, I have, yeah, that's the viewer. Have the server. Don't really think I need the app, Java app. Yeah, that's for the web. Yeah. So, that's something else altogether. Yeah, okay. See, I have everything installed except for that Java applet. And what's this? Oh. Maybe I need that. Server module. Okay. But I don't think I want that other thing then. Yeah, I don't really think I need that. Maybe I missed one. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to install that now. Because if I can make that run, the thing is, I don't think it'll just run automatically. I think you got to start it. I guess I could try just going in the terminal window and starting up. Okay, that's done, except for the updates, which I'm not going to do. But it's not going to give me a GUI, I don't think. Sometimes you think it would be an admin, but it's in personal. That's why I could keep going through all these different. Of course, you could go into startup applications and tell that to start up with your Windows with Fedora, but you don't really want to do that. You only want to start that up when you want to use it. See, I still don't have any new things in there. Nope, nothing in the control center that has anything to do with any of that. Okay, so I'll go down here first, make sure I didn't miss it down here. Okay, now I can go over here on my regular machine. I'll just go ahead and try the Tiger VNC viewer. And let me see, what is the IP address over here? 192.168.0.10.101. See, that's one good thing about Tiger VNC. It will go through multiple subnets easily, and you can't, unless you have your router set up right. You can go through one from, see, they're on two different routers is what I'm trying to get at. The router that my main machine on is a .0 router, and this one's a .10 router. I'd forgotten about that. So that's the other good thing about Tiger VNC. It just goes, it automatically does that. You don't have to go into your routers and configure them to forward ports and all that stuff. Now, I can't just go to that. I would have to go to the main first port on that router, and then it would have to be set to forward to that machine for it to ever work. I mean, I can try it, but it won't work. Well, I mean, how will I know? No matter, I'm going to get an error either way. Either if it can't even get to the machine at all through that router, or if it's just sitting there working. See, I'll have an error, and I probably won't even know for sure why. Sometimes I can tell by what type of error I get. But sometimes when it sits there really long like that and doesn't respond, that's usually because it can't get through the router. So I do this. I've been doing this for years on all my machines here with all these. I have several. So what do I have in here right now? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 routers in here running right now. So yeah, that's just going to take a while. It'll finally come back with an error. And see, I'm already doing it through Tiger Beans Team Viewer. That's one reason why I finally realized, hey, this is a pretty good app. It's easy to use. It really is. Okay, so yeah, it's just turned into it used to be so easy, and all you had to do is just install the apps, and the admin stuff would be right there. It'd just be right. You just go up in here and tell it to turn on when you so that it was there and available, but you had to use a password. I used to leave the remote desktop server running all the time on my older systems, but over the years, I would look and see I would look at my router, my logs. I have applications that will tell me about people trying to get into my routers and stuff. And I would look at the logs and see that there had been a bunch of attempts, to get in there. And so I quit running my remote desktop servers. Even before it got so hard to set up. So yeah, that's still sitting there, not even responding right now, but it's not using up a bunch of memory or anything. But it'll come up at some point here. So unable, there it is, finally unable to connect. It always pops up on whatever desktop you're on, even when you change desktops. Okay, so I'm on desktop. I do want to look and make sure I'm still got a good live stream. Oh, now I also am wondering, at the beginning there, I used a different app to make my little USB stick than the one they were recommending. So now I'm starting to wonder, maybe I should have, done that. But I really swear I remember using the one that's on my system right now, and it worked wonderfully last time. So I could try it again using 32-bit. I either need to do that, or yeah, this is where I wanted to go anyway. Since I force shut it down and went back to where I came from, I just want to make sure my stream is still good. Okay, it's not showing right now, but it says health. It's all good. Yeah, counting down and everything. So, okay, let's go to Fedora again. Let's try installation summary. Okay. That's just going to hit back. Yeah, that'll just take me back there. I got to figure out how. Okay. Install. Okay, I need to go back to the not burning ISO images, but put them on the USB stick. Yeah, Fedora 25. There we go. That's how that works. It's all these different versions. Sometimes it takes you to an older version, I guess, when the instructions don't change or something. Installation guide. It's really hard to get through this stuff. I generally don't try to go through this manual. I generally use Google and look for what I want, and then when I see the link to the Fedora project order, okay, that's the manual. I'll go there. Or, most time I do use it. But I don't try to navigate it because it's hard to navigate. Let's see. And, as I got earlier, I got there by using my shortcuts that I save. Let's see. I forgot what search I had going there. 425. Let's do this. Fedora USB, and then I'll sort it by website so that I'll go to making. What version is it under though? You know what? That was Fedora 20. That was one of my. That's why it had that weird thing, that live CD tools. It was the wrong version of Fedora. So the one I'm using is the right one. So my link wasn't, it was an old link. Yeah, it says Fedora 20. Aha. Alright, we need to go to, let's go to Fedora. See, I threw myself off using my links. I didn't think about that. FedoraProject.org. That's not it either. That's BFO. Okay, yeah, that was boot Fedora. When you really just want to go back to Fedora, sometimes it's a pain. I don't want docs, I just want Fedora. Here we go. Choose the Fedora you want. Now I want to go to the how do you install section. Get it. Where is it? Okay, let's go to Workstation. I think the links will be there. Okay. Probably click on download first. There is every kind of instruction you could possibly ever need, but finding it is pain. There we go. Installation guide. Maybe that'll get me to it. Oh no, that's back on the regular page. Okay. Yeah. There's installation guide. Okay. Well, let's do this. USB is not on that page. I don't see a search. Definitely don't want to go to Fedora 20. Yeah. Oops. Okay, we're still on 25 though. Preparing boot media. No wonder. Okay, let's see if that'll get me there. USB. Something's wrong with my searcher's not working right. There, something was just wrong. Maybe I had it typed wrong. And to me, it looked right, but it wasn't. Now it's doing it. Okay, so Fedora Media Writer has been improved, and now the default way to make bootable media, Fedora Media Writer. Isn't that what I had open a while ago? Yep. Okay, so I did have that part remembered right. That's what it was. Okay, so this is the one you want to use. So I didn't mess up there. I was reading the wrong instructions. I was reading the old instructions for Fedora 20. Yeah, Fedora Media Writer. So I did that all correctly. That's what they encourage you to use. Yeah, tools like UNet booting were historically popular. I'm not going to read it all, but these methods circumvent the bootloader configuration built into Fedora images. They're designed to boot on UEFI systems and new non-BIOSes. So anyway, that's why you don't want to do that the old way. And so that other app, it's a good thing I didn't. Be sure to choose the right device. And this is all the instructions right here for Fedora 25. So that's not even in my favorites anymore right now. Yeah, I've got so many favorites or bookmarks. All the way, see, I don't. In this system, I don't have it back further than Fedora 12, but I do go back that far. So I was doing the right thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with my image, but I'm wondering, maybe I should just start at the beginning, let it download it for me. I used my image, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it because, of course, I could boot. This machine is running the 32-bit version. I could boot it. Well, it wouldn't be much of a good exercise. It'd be probably an exercise in futility to boot it to the Fedora 25 on that SD card. I think I'll reburn it, let it download it for me. Make sure I have a fresh, clean image, So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and use the system shutdown. Shut it down. That'll lose my connection there. I guess I'm still in my desktop, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. And I'll just close the things I'm not using. Now that's down, or it's going down. Now, I'll go over here, and Crusader's not really all that up and with it. Okay, go over here and go into my downloads, and I'm going to delete that image that I had in there, including those. I guess I'll go by extensions so I can find what I'm looking for. Those checksums. I still have that, backed up on my USB drive, and there. Now we'll go ahead and let it download. I think it'll download to my main downloads folder by default when I do that. But I'm going to let it. I like to order them newest on top so I can find things quickly and easily. Now, making sure I'm showing what I think I'm showing. I think I'll close my browser because I'm beginning to wear down on this machine here. It's better off the other way, I think. Now, I don't want the server, I want the workstation. Okay, and I want 64-bit. Let me put this in the machine. And I'm going to take out my Seagate expansion drive up here so that I can't hurt anything on there. Guess I could have waited till it finished mounting the rest of it. Yeah, when you have the Fedora image on there, I can't remember. Sometimes it doesn't mount the Fedora image. It did a while ago, the last time, though. This one could have a problem, It didn't fail the test, though. See, I ran the test, and it didn't stop and say it failed. It rebooted and started running. So, okay, it's saying that it already contains. Now I know I need to restore it so that it'll have enough room. Let me make that full size so I can read everything. I want 64-bit Fedora 25. Okay, it's just telling you how wonderful it is. Okay, so I want to restore. Scan disk. That's the right one. Be very careful there because it could be reformatting your hard drive or your other drive. If you have, like me, I have that big old USB backup drive. Okay, now I can say create it. Now this time it's going to download it. See, 1.3 gigabyte. And you could say write the image immediately when the download is finished. But I think I'll wait and confirm that it's okay. If it gets an error, I want to know before I start the writing. So it's going pretty fast, but while it's doing it, I'm going to take a quick break. So talk amongst yourselves, I guess. Nobody's there, I know. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, let me get situated here. Okay, it says ready to write, doesn't it? I'm going to look first. And again, I see that it's showing my big drive, so I should, oh, and it won't let me select my Chrysandrisk, so it's not going to work automatically anyway. So what I need to do is unplug that big drive. See, that's the one that keeps wanting to select, so it's a good thing I unplug it, my big 5 terabyte drive. It won't let me select my SanDisk until last time I had to turn the app off and turn it back on. So I need to unplug. So unplug all your other USB devices before you start this process. Oh, that's not where I meant to go. Yeah, and it is in downloads, but I'm going to leave it there instead of putting it in the folder where I would want it to be. Actually, I'd want to keep it on that USB drive anyway. But what I'm going to have to do is hit cancel, close the app, and if you type USB and it won't find it. You have to type Fedora, and then it's Fedora Media Writer, because it doesn't say anything about USB in its app name or anything. That's what happens. Now, I want to just do this again. Fedora Workstation, 64-bit. Create live USB. Okay, so it since it was in the downloads folder from the previous time, and it's finding my SanDisk. It's the only one it sees now. So that's the thing to do, is to unplug everything but the USB device you want to write to, so it doesn't confuse the app. So it found it from the previous download. So that's all well and good. Now write to disk. Oh, and you got to put in your root password. And let it work. So what I'll do is I'm going to put it in that laptop, and what I'm wondering is, can I move my camera, one of my cameras, to where I can, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get TeamViewer to work. Let me try. Just grab it. Yeah, it'll reach. Okay. May not be as impossible as I thought. I just won't be able to move my... Yeah. I won't be able to move my... I didn't realize that tripod would fit on my keyboard tray. I just can't shove my keyboard in and out, but that I can live with. The cable, power cable, is up in front of my monitor, though. But like I need to leave these plugged in, really, to see if I can do something different about that. I have a... There we go. Now that's not a problem. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I got my extension cord that I have all my bricks plugged into. Now let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna turn on that camera, and of course it won't be right, but I can aim it. That's me. Okay, forget which one every time. You can see the reflection of me in there. See. Oh, okay. I'm closer, so I need to zoom out. So what I can do now, let's see. 110. Okay, let me get back on the desktop. That's where I want to really be anyway. If I have to use this, though, open my web browser back up. Get this done while I'm waiting for my download or my write to finish. Actually, I want to get it done whether it's finished or whether I get it done in time or not. See if it's finished. It's still not finished yet. So 192. Now let's see. It's 110, 80, 80. There we go. That should be it. Okay. Now what I'm seeing is my reflection in my laptop screen, and I have it zoomed in. So let's just zoom it all the way out. Oh, that's all the way out. Okay. Now, when you zoom in, hardly any at all. It's I can lower this. There we go. Oops. Doesn't want to tighten up. There. Yeah. That's pretty good. Can't believe it shows me that well like that. Now everything's kind of off, but well, that's better. Okay. Oops. And that's zoomed, but not as much as before, so maybe it won't be so bad. It's going to make me have to... I think I'll zoom it back out a little because... There. It's not as square on the picture as it was last time, but it's much closer to start with, so maybe it won't be quite so blurry. So let's get out of there. And even close that. The longer I run, okay, it's checking now. Checking the written data. Let's make sure we're on desktop. Okay. So I was trying to see if I could do my move things around a little better, but it's all good. Okay, was I finished? Finished. Okay, so it's finished and it checks itself. So you see, the last time I didn't pay much attention, but so my image wrote fine the last time, I'm sure, without any trouble, or I would have saw a big error. I'm going to go back and triple check my live stream. Dashboard. Just got to make sure I don't stay there. Looks like I still have a good stream. Hour and 46 minutes. Nice long stream, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll go somewhere besides there. Now, let's switch over to the old camera. There we go. It's a little crooked, but I'm going to live with it. Guess I could. Oh, I'm turning the wrong knob. I have little adjustment knobs, but I'm turning the wrong one. There, it's a little more. Now everything is there. And where's my USB? Okay, let's get my USB. Yeah, I'll go ahead and eject it. Should be able to see it. What is it? Yeah, the one that says Fedora 1.3. There it is. Okay. Images. Yeah, all that. AMG files. Yeah, I didn't expect anything to not be there, but it's always good to look and make sure. Okay. Right click on that EU E3 system. There's the Fedora. Right there, I just didn't see it. Oh, well, it wasn't mounted a while ago, but it is now. Didn't unmount it. Okay, let's say safely remove. There we go. Okay, now we'll get over here on. I thought I was on the desktop. All right. Well, I've got my SanDisk in there. I don't want that in there. Not SanDisk. I do want the SanDisk. I don't want the. The reason that is rocking so much is because I have something under there to prop it up because it was at a real bad angle. Normally doesn't rock so much, but anyway, now I can turn it on, and we'll just let it boot up. Oh yeah, now I can't. I'm gonna have to leave my wireless keyboard up there on the other tray. Let's see, but I can reach it just. Now I got junk in the way where I can't really use the mouse or anything. I can use it somewhere else in another spot though. Let's see, that's what happens. You bump into things and mess things up. Okay. You can see me in the meantime, huh? Okay, so we are booting. There we go. And I'm going to see again if I can run TeamViewer. And if not, then I'll just stick on this camera. Because at least now, it's not a complete block. Well, you can't read the letters on the small letters. Maybe you'll be able to see the desktop a little better. It's really not at all how I wanted this to be done. I want to do the nice remote desktop where you can actually see what's going on. But I also want to get this thing installed, get it set up. So I'm kind of getting tired of fooling with problems, with glitches and everything. Oh, how funny. Try Fedora or install to the hard drive. Well, I want to try Fedora first so that I can get TeamViewer. You can choose install to hard drive in the activities overview at any time. Oh no. You know why it looks different? Because I let it download it automatically. And guess what I got? I didn't get KDE. I got Genome 3. Oh, so we're in the Genome 3 desktop. The one that I don't like. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't like it either. It's running okay. I didn't think it would run on a Core 2. All right, it's probably in fallback mode, I bet you. Probably won't have full support for the graphics chip. Okay, so I have to plug my little thing in. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So there, it should mount it up, I think. Yeah, I see it. Let me grab my mouse to where I can get to it. Oh, it went away. Okay, let's see if we can open up the file manager. Well, yeah, see how big everything is? It's because it's not supporting the graphics card. I don't want to install it like this, but I am curious to see, since I'm already in here, I'm curious to see if my, saying you don't, let's see, can you make it? Nope. Can't make that full screen, I don't think. I think that's one of the main things I can't stand about. If you can, I don't know how to do it. Can't see it very good. I don't see anything about I can't see those little icons well enough to tell what they might be. One of those, oh, they come up. Okay. I don't think you can make it. You can make them bigger, but I don't think you can make the window full screen, and it just drives me crazy. Okay, so they are bigger. The text is bigger. It's not organized. It's organized in a weird way. I also like my folders and files organized separately, not together. Okay, team viewer. Let's extract to downloads. I could do, yeah, just go to downloads. Select. It's all together different, completely different file manager from the one that's in Mate. So did it, looks like. No, it's not quite done yet. I can see that. It looks like it's not done yet. Certainly not, nothing's responding yet. Just give it a little more time, I guess. While I'm waiting, I'll just leave it right there, but while I'm waiting, I'm going to be making sure my live stream is still good. I keep worrying about it since it's been going so long. Can't leave the machine that I'm streaming with. I can't leave it on the live stream. I almost locked up the machine. It probably messed up my syncing of my audio and video. I'll bet you anything. Okay, now that just looks as though it was hung up. But my live stream shows to be good. It's also almost 2 hours long now. So that's kind of weird. I can't really tell if I have a problem or not. Okay, so let's go back. I'm still fiddling with my live stream and all that. Okay, I don't think it's locked up or anything. Let's try going to downloads. I guess it's extracted it. Oh, there it is. Extracted it with 2 folders. Still just, oh, there you have a run option. Let's see if you can run it. Probably won't, but TeamViewer desktop came up. That must be what causes that to happen, is when you run it like that. Say just allow it to execute and everything. Okay, I'm going to copy it. Whoops. Because it's hard to reach my keyboard. Let's see if I can open up. I can't open up a terminal right here like you can with the Mate. Yeah, it's really blurry on the camera. Sorry. Where's that little search? Dang it. There. Now then, I got to get into the folder where it was at. Maybe if I would extracted it to the home folder, it might have been right where I wanted it. How am I going to do this? I'm try putting this keyboard down in my lap. I don't know if I can see it with that my other keyboard tray sticking out in the way. Okay, let's see. Okay, went into downloads. Oh, you know what? It's got that really long name. TeamViewer dot so and so so and so. I don't know that I can ever type that out. Easier to try and move it somewhere. I'm gonna try putting it in. Well, I'm already in downloads, so I can type TeamViewer, I think. Yeah. Okay. I don't type very accurately. Alright, now then. TeamViewer. I think it's the same old problem as last time. Yep, that elf problem and all that. Oh, there's nothing I hate more than not being able to maximize. There we go. Just right click anywhere in it, I guess. Now I can read it. Okay, so didn't work. It runs in 32-bit, but not in 64-bit. You know what? Maybe that is the thing. Maybe that TeamViewer that I have. You know what? I almost think I have a duh moment. I think I read that. In the when I downloaded it. And I think it tells you that it won't run on 64-bit. I think I have some information in here. How to run, I think it's a screenshot. Well, that screenshot doesn't have. It doesn't have any information about what I'm thinking of, but how do I install TeamViewer on Linux? Let's see. That's the website page about it that I saved. Let's see if I can find. It's making noises. Oh, when it's not in there, it's not. saying, yeah, when it's not in there. I don't know if there's anything about 32-bit, but you know, I mean, it's kind of obvious. It runs on 32-bit, but not 64-bit. But I got a feeling that it told me that ahead of time. I don't know what browser that is. I think it's, yeah, it's Firefox. I can tell by the stuff in there. Okay. So I can't get it to run on 64-bit. I mean, I could try installing this RPM just to see if there's any difference in Genome 3. I'm starting to think that I could try. I might want to try. There's two things I could do. I could either try XFCE. It's lighter on the resources, and then I can always go ahead and install Mate Desktop. There's a group install Mate Desktop command. I could do that, or I could install the Fedora Jam version, which has KDE Desktop. It might run a little better in the live version. You know, I had all that trouble with all the things I was trying to do. None of it was working. But I don't want Genome 3. If you install Genome 3 and then install Mate, I've done that before back when Genome 3 first came out. Then they fight with each other. They both have different applications that want to run in the startup. Fight with each other. It's a real pain. They both want to do the same function. So I don't want both of them on there. KDE is okay. FXCE is okay with Mate. Any of those three can run together. They won't fight. I mean, there may be a couple of things between KDE and Mate that, you know, but they're different apps. You may have like duplicate apps purpose-wise, but not the same exact thing. It's kind of, I don't know how to say it right. KDE app will do is very similar, but not exact thing is the Mate. But with Genome 3 and Mate, you know, Mate is a fork of Genome 2, so they have some exact duplicates that will really have trouble with each other. Okay. It says it won't be updated and stuff. Well, let's just see if I can install it. Of course, this is live and it wouldn't matter, and I'm not even going to, I just want to see if it'll run. So, my throat hurts now from talking so long. I don't normally talk most of the time. You might not realize that when you see me in video, you see my videos, and I talk forever, like long videos, but normally I don't talk at all. I just read and watch videos and stuff. My throat's so dry, I think I'm going to have another of my ricotta lemon drops. Oh! Yep, that was my elbow. Oh, that hurt. I hit my elbow right in the tender spot on the corner of the desk. Oh, man. And I don't know if you heard that, but that was loud to me. That hurt. Oh, it's not funny. It hurts. It's gonna bruise. Okay. Detailed errors. Package manager. Follow error 1 running transaction. Sorry, this did not work. Stalling TeamViewer failed. Okay. Well, the only thing I can say about Genome 3 is it gives you a little more feedback about problems and errors when you try to do stuff than Mate did. I wonder if it'll still be in there. Yep, there it is. See if it'll run. I bet it won't. Sometimes that kind of thing will happen with, you know, non-Fedora apps, and it will still work. You know, you'll get those errors and stuff. Actually, I think I've seen it happen with apps, well, not really apps in the repository, but Yeah, non-Fedora approved apps or for, the ones in the Fedora repos are the ones that have been checked out. They know they'll work. And like TeamViewer is a proprietary; it's not open source, so they won't ever put that in the Fedora repositories. But yeah, it's just gonna sit there and not run like before. So if you've never seen Genome 3, there's a blurry view of what it looks like. You got this stuff on the left. Everything goes away when you click on something, and then there's some junk there telling you about your wireless and stuff, the sound. That gives you the same menu as the other one. So does that. All three of those, I don't know. That's weird. There's a lot of things I just can't stand about it. Show all applications. You can flip through them all. It's kind of neat with the big, big icons are all right to see things. Weather? That must be just for Genome. I didn't ever see that on Mate. Didn't know cheese came with it. I think you get a few different apps in Genome 3 than you do with Mate. I'm so bound up here between stuff that it's not working. It says it's 75. That's what it says on my desktop too. Okay. Yeah, I don't. That's not in Mate or any other desktops I've used. It'd be all right. Well, I mean, but there is. There's a different. There's a little, really small one that's always there, and you can just glance up and see it, which I like. In the Mate desktop, you can put it wherever you want, but it's on the top. It defaults to the top right. Okay, so this machine is not what I want it to be at all. So let's go back to my desktop. Let me see. Let me go over here and make sure all live is still good. Let's see. I'm gonna while I'm doing that. Oh yeah, you know what? I don't. Well, I'm just gonna hit the shutdown button on the machine. I don't remember banging into stuff with my little wireless keyboard. I don't remember. I remember the first several times I got into Genome. Yeah, that's all good still. I'll go back to the camera until I'm done with that part. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's a shutdown button. There didn't used to be one. When they first came out with Genome 3, there wasn't a shutdown button, and you couldn't figure out how to power it off for nothing. Okay. So I'll shut it down normally. One thing nice about laptops, they shut down quick. They usually do. Okay, so oh, you can see me fumbling around there, can't you? Okay, back to the desktop. Do I still have my... Okay, I'm going to plug this back in. I just remembered what I did wrong. I should have been... apps, making sure I'm in my desktop like I want to be. More options, Fedora spins. That's what I should have been doing. So, the way I've always done it, downloading your ISOs and keeping them, I always like to keep them anyway, but you don't, with this little app, this new Fedora app, you don't have to. You can just open up the app, pick the one you want, let it download it, and I'm going to move this one right now. I don't think I have that. I don't think I had make sure it doesn't interfere with what I'm going to do next. Put it over there in my Fedora folder. That way it won't be. What's that? Uninstall view. I don't know. Something I saved. Okay, so what I should have done, I was just not thinking. First, I need to restore that. Standard cruiser pattern. I got to keep paying attention. Okay, now you can get KDE Plasma, XFCE, LXDE, Mate, which I just did. But I'm gonna have to forget about that old Team Viewer. If I want to do a remote desktop, I will have to get the regular, like Tiger VNC working or something. It might run. I don't know if the Tiger VNC server, you can download it and run it like portable mode or not. Cinnamon, I don't like Cinnamon. SOAS desktop. What is that? Huh. I used to always read up on every new thing for Linux distros and desktops, and I got to where I just stick with the ones I know well, Fedora and Debian. I don't always read all the new stuff anymore. Labs, Fedora Astronomy, Design Suite. I've installed that before. Started out with that. I've used to games used to always just be live. I think you can install it now. Live security. I have those ISOs. I don't see Jam. Is that Fedora Jam? I had not Fedora 25. What's the one I was thinking about doing? Design Suite's just a bunch of graphic apps. I'm more into audio and video than I am into just images. Robotics. But see, you can pick one of these. That's what I should have done, is pick Mate or XFCE or whatever. I don't think that TeamViewer is going to run. It's not going to run on any of them. It's not going to matter. So I probably ought to just stick with the one I want. But let's go. Oh, I don't have my big drive plugged in. Okay. Let's go back and look and see what I have, but I kind of remember what I already have. It really doesn't matter. If I have a duplicate, I can either delete the old one or the new one. Probably would go ahead and delete the older one off my backup drive. But security. I forgot what SOAS is. If I click on it, will it tell me? Oh, it's this weird thing. I think it's for kids for learning or something. Oh, it's sugar on a stick. That's what it is. Yeah, I don't want that. Learning platform. It's set up for little kids. It's not that I didn't know what it is. I just didn't know they called it SOAS. I used to just write out sugar on a stick. Okay, so cinnamon was one. What is cinnamon? Well, that's what it is. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's like Genome 2. So I didn't realize that cinnamon was like Genome 2. Huh, I wonder if I would like that. Hmm. Makes me want to try it. Well, it has the search at the bottom and everything. I'd kind of like those searches. I like to have them at the top, though. I like all that stuff at the top and just the open apps at the bottom, which you should be able to change it. I like XFCE, but it doesn't have. There's some things, some functionalities that it doesn't have that Mate has. So I only like it as a on an older system that just can't run anything else, or well, I already tried Mate 64-bit. I don't think that. I think it would be okay once it was installed and updated. But I think I'll try Cinnamon. They could fight each other though, huh? Yeah, if they're both built on Genome 2, they will fight each other. And if I don't like it, then I'd rather try it live first before I go in installing it on something. Oh, well, that's what I would be doing. I'm probably not going to want to change from Mate because I've been using it ever since it came out and I really love it. The only problem I think I'm having, it sure was a lot of stuff crashing in the 64-bit. Well, both of them did that. I think it'll be fine once it, and it's probably got to do with the older hardware, you know. It might not be fine. That's why I was kind of thinking maybe I should go with Fedora Jam KDE. Well, but I was running Mate on that other one, Fedora 21 Mate, but that's a lot older version of Fedora 21. I think I'll splurge and try Cinnamon. It's pretty quick here to do this, so 64-bit. It defaults to 64-bit. And I don't have my, let me check. Yeah, I don't have my big old USB drive plugged in, so I won't have any problems with this time. Of course, it's going to have to download it. But I want to, yeah, it says SanDisk Cruiser pattern this time. So once it downloads it, then I'll tell it to burn it. I'm not actually burning it to USB or writing it or copying it. But check my stream while I'm at it, while I'm waiting. I'm tired and ready to quit. Oh, it's 2 hours and 21 minutes. Nobody's going to watch anything this long. Oh, there's somebody on there. PPTP. Point to point. You mean dial up? I wonder if he's there. I can't type in that window. Oh, there it is. You still there? I'm never not used to people trying to talk to me when I'm doing a video. Let's see. My deal is still downloading. PPTP. I always see that on my modems. I don't use it. Not modems, routers. I think it's mostly used for dial-up. Used to mostly be used for dial-up with modems. And I think I've read here and there that you can do it. But no, not right offhand. I don't know how to do it. I would have to do a bunch of research to figure it out. Other than I know there are still a few apps you can use to use a modem. If you want to use a modem, look in the package manager for modem, apps that work with the modem. Look for, I don't think you'd find it. You might find it by looking in a package manager in YUM and DNF for dial-up connection or something like that, but most likely you'd find it under modem. I used to use modems with Fedora, back in Fedora. Before, I've used it all the way up to Fedora 14 and do dial-up connections sometimes. I used to, I used to be on AOL, and I could dial into AOL. But they dropped a lot of those apps over the years, because it's not as popular of a protocol to use. But I think the guy, John, I didn't catch. I don't ever, I can't sit and watch my live stream because it uses up all the memory. I had it on for a while earlier, and it using up 2 gig of memory on my machine. It almost locked my machine up. So I can't sit here and watch my live stream. Only way I can do it is keep another machine running with the live stream up, which the machine I usually do that with is the laptop that I'm trying to install Fedora 25 on. Okay, it's ready to write. SanDisk cruiser pattern. But I have seen articles here and there. I'll see them mentioning connecting to PPPT. I know there's a couple other different reasons to do that besides just using a modem. If you have a different kind of cable modem or DSL modem from your ISP, but usually they'll tell you how to do that. If you're just trying to do something for fun of it, like messing with some old hardware or something, then I just have to get on. You have to do what I do: get on Google and search it and figure it out, because I definitely don't know it right offhand. The only time like I said before, the only time I've ever used it is for dial-up modems. So now we're writing Fedora Cinnamon Desktop. I don't know if I've ever even tried out Cinnamon Desktop. I've known about it for a long time. But once I found Mate and it worked just like Genome 2, I just never looked back. I kept using that. And like I said, I use XFCE a lot on my older machines. Like anything slower than a Core 2. But the Core 2, like Fedora 25 may use a little bit too much resources for my Core 2, and I might want to use XFCE or something. And that's why I thought, well, let's see if Cinnamon's any lighter than Mate. I'll probably be able to tell the difference just by using it. I like to use the one I'm used to, though. I've been using, I started with Genome 2 in 2005 with Fedora 5, and, got really to know it really well, and it works really well. So, and this Mate here is the same basic layout. It's got some more features than it used to have back then. Got some pretty neat things. But I'm leaving my browser open and going back to my Google homepage just to keep from using up all my memory. It's not too bad right now, but see how much CPU it uses just to go use Firefox and go to my. As soon as I click on that stream, the administrative page on the stream. Yeah, I think. See, there's no time as to when the person said something, so PPTP. So I don't know when they said it. So there's no point in typing anymore then if they're gone. Yeah, that's a tricky thing about these live streams is, trying to monitor them is actually, what do you got to have? A 8 core with, 32 gig of RAM to be able to run your web browser and your live stream at the same time. Quite a dual core with 4 gig of RAM can't do it. Well, I mean, but there's something wrong with this. Everything, it's not just, I think it's HTML5, because like I said earlier, I don't have Flash or Java in my Firefox web browser installed in it at all. So it's running HTML5. And that was supposed to be better and not use up all your resources and everything. But it seems to be getting hungrier and hungrier as things go on. Because when I watch, I'm talking about memory. I'm not talking about video memory. I have a big problem with video memory when I watch videos. Like YouTube videos play fine, but after 30 minutes or more, or an hour, machine will start slowing down. Or maybe sometimes, it just depends. I don't know. It depends on, I guess, what kind of encoding each video was done in. Sometimes it's a couple of hours, and if I watch videos for several hours, then I'll have to reboot, a couple times. And I'm talking about like all day, But after about 2 to 3 hours, I usually end up having to reboot this machine. But it only has 256 megabyte of video memory on the chip. Can't change it, can't add any, because it's really it's really like a WinTerm. It used to have Windows 7 on it. It's for commercial purposes, It's not meant to be a desktop, really. But it was given to me, and it's the fastest thing I've got, most powerful thing I have. So, where am I? Okay, it's finished. Okay. So, it's finished, and I guess I'll go back there. Now, go to the camera. Wrong camera. That's this one right here. That's the one that I pick up and carry around. You can see my mouse cable moving. That's what that is. Okay. Oh, and that's me. And there we go. Back to the laptop. Okay. Oh, yeah. I want to go ahead and just go ahead and inject that. Plug it in the laptop. Boot him up. And we'll see what we get. I'm not going to do the test this time because it tested it. It tested the write. The app tested the write. It should be fine. Usually I don't. I used to do them way back when I did CDs, and sometimes you got bad burns, You see, you do that with live systems, especially seems like Fedora. You get those errors at the beginning, but then usually things are fine after that. But I'm surprised. I guess you never know that people probably pass by your live stream, but not hardly very many people are going to type and write something to you. I don't do that when I watch things. You have to be something really interesting. I don't know. Not much. I mean, too often that I'm not a real chatter. I don't type and write to people and all that stuff. So anyway, sorry I missed that guy. I already forgot his name now. I'm terrible at that. But I'm doing the best I can here with what I got. Okay, so most live systems log in automatically after like 10 to 30 seconds or 10 to 15 seconds. I don't think this Fedora 25 ever logs in. I think you have to click the login button. Yeah, this looks just about like Mate did. I'm gonna wait because I have seen more than one time over the years when you don't wait. If it is timing out and fixing to log in automatically, some of them just flat won't work when you click the login. But if you'll leave it alone and let it log into itself, it will run perfectly, and you won't get all those errors those errors I've been getting. All those 3 or 4 different errors when it first boots up, or it did in Mate. Did it do it in? No, it didn't do it in Genome 3. Let's see. Did I see any errors in there? I can't even remember. I guess I'll have to go back and look at my own video. It's one good thing about making videos. Okay, so I'm going to say it's not going to do it. It seems to have been long enough. They're all using the same background. I guess that's the default Fedora background. So I figured I'd make an hour. I figured I might end up with a 2-hour video, and I've got one. What was it? I think it was 2 hours, and now this one's over 2 hours. Crazy. If anybody ever wanted to see any of this, they definitely have to do some skipping through. Okay. Yeah, the icon theme looks just like the old Genome 2. Oops. Something I couldn't read it. It goes away. Most of the time I don't want those things to stay there forever, but when you want to know what it's telling you, it goes away before you can even begin to read it. Okay, so it has a desktop search. That's kind of neat. Yeah, looks like it has a few different apps than the regular Fedora. Okay. Getting tired. I really don't know what I'm reading anymore. Preferred applications. Desktop backgrounds and such. I knew there wouldn't be anything for VNC. They don't. I mean, you really wouldn't expect a new system to come with VNC server anymore. It's just too dangerous to run them, all the time. Here we go. All applications. And for the most part, it's the same applications. There might be, I definitely can't remember. Now, Thunderbird, there we go. And that's cool. Oh, and XRTV. Yeah, there's a few things in here that were not in the others. Definitely. I don't think I saw Pigeon. It might have been there and I didn't notice it. But at the icons, see, I recognize these icons. They're familiar. So, IST, that's already in there. So that would run Java applets for your web browser. I'm sure that's what that's for, I don't know if it had Brasserio. That's a CD burner, CD DVD burner. I don't know if the other ones had it, So, keep wanting to grab my keyboard and start typing, but I can't. My regular keyboard's right in front of me, but now I get this laptop keyboard. Let's see. Go back and check my stream one more time before I keep doing that. What happened? Did I hit a key? Must have been holding down a key and didn't know it. Yeah, I don't know when John tried to talk to me, but he definitely got tired of waiting. I mean, who wouldn't? But let's see. What am I looking for? I know there's no VNC. I think I'll just open up Firefox and see what it has. See if it has. Probably show that. Yeah, if I didn't think it would be so hard to get one of the regular, the Linux remote VNC remote desktop apps installed and up and serving, I'd just do that. I don't think there's really any point whatsoever in trying TeamViewer. I guess I won't know unless I try it, but there's the Fedora web page. So let's see. App. There we go. Yum extender DNF. Okay, we'll go in there. I'm too tired to start and install, even if I decided to install this one. I might do it. I might go ahead and install with this one. I don't know. I mean, this is the laptop. It's not the one I use every day. And if it's lightweight, it seems lightweight. But Mate seems pretty lightweight, at least when you first install before you start adding apps. If it's lightweight, then that'd be perfect for this desktop. I can keep Fedora and have my Genome 2 look and feel. And I might try it. I just might try it. And I mean, this is not my idea of how I wanted to show my install with the camera, the blurry camera, but you can you can't read it, but you can kind of tell what's going on. I'm looking at the preview there in my OBS studio. I've got so used to being able to make those nice desktop videos with OBS that I'd hate to do it this way. I guess the other thing, yeah, I'm pretty sure I couldn't run OBS on that laptop. I guess that is another option though. Do a stream straight from the laptop. Let's see. I'll just see if it's in there. Yep, it's there. I could install it. And like I said, I think you can run it in a portable mode. I could install it and see if it would run in the live system. Let's see. That might be a whole lot easier. Let's see. VNC. Okay, there's only those two apps that are VNC apps. But I think if you go Tiger, whoops. Tiger. Yeah, there's Tiger server minimal. I don't know why. I mean, that comes in there, but I guess I just need to Google it and figure it out. I think I have in the past. The problem is I forget everything. And so I have to start over again if I don't use something a lot, like every day. But and I do remember messing with it and installing. Most of the time I can figure things out by installing the apps and trying them out, and reading the basics on their website. Like clicking on it. But I did that earlier on the 32-bit. I installed this stuff, and there wasn't any GUI to help you. So that means you got to run commands to get it to. Since I want it to. You can't if you have to reboot to make it work. Then that's a no-go because this is a live system. So I suppose I could look. That's one thing I didn't do. Type VNC server. There's two links there. Yeah, downloads. Now, if you can run it in portable mode, looks like maybe you could go to the GitHub page there. Where'd it go? Yeah, I want Tiger VNC, not Type VNC. Tiger VNC works better than Type VNC. Yes? Yeah, I believe so. One of them is extremely slow and you can't even use it. I think it's Tight VNC. Which one is the one I like so much? One of them I like and one of them I don't like. Maybe Tight that I like. Crap, I have to try to figure that out. I install the wrong one and it won't work. I think it's this one that they say is so wonderful that actually doesn't work well. I was reading that it says it's built on Tight VNC, the never released version of Tight. I started remembering that. Okay, it has source. Okay. Of course, it could be better now. It's been a while since I messed with either one of them. I think I like the client just fine. But it may be Tight VNC, the one that I actually like. I'll just go over here on my desktop and do a little search. Let's see. I have Tiger VNC Viewer. Thing is, I remember, it seems to me that, yeah, I was using them because, whichever one it was, I was using it because, and I have a folder full of all that stuff, and I might even have notes to self in there or something, but I don't have that drive plugged in right now. I've been leaving it unplugged because I've been writing to my USB stick. But, let's see. Yeah, one of those is the one that I liked better. But then once I started realizing that TeamViewer was easy to use in portable mode, then I stopped. I just kind of started using it. But I keep feeling like I ought to check and see if anybody's asking me questions now. Of course, now it happens once every 5th video or something. But seems like everything I wrote's gone away now. All I see is what that person wrote. Oh, there it is. It just didn't show up yet. Okay. Okay, well. Yeah, so I don't see anything. Either way, I don't see anything about a portal. I didn't see anything about a portal version. And that's what I was thinking. Oh. Yeah, I don't see a portable version. Of course, they might not call it portable. They might just say, "Oh, but you don't have to install it to run it." Sometimes they just say stuff like that. But stuff I already have. Whichever one it is, if it is available, I probably already have it downloaded and it's probably already on my USB stick. I guess I can plug it in. trying to find my get it plugged in. Okay, so now I got my USB plugged back in on my main machine. Now where's my desktop? Okay, now let's go over here. I guess I can go ahead and move that. Before I do anything else, I'll go ahead and move that new Fedora over there. I won't be writing that again anytime soon. And then it'll back up into the right folder on my drive, and then I can delete it out of here and get my space back. Down to 11 gigabyte already. Just those two files. Okay. Downloads. Okay, we're on desktop. I gotta keep making sure I'm showing the right thing. Team viewer. Okay, remote desktop software. Tiger VNC. Okay, all I have in there is Tiger VNC. So it must be the one I like. Yeah, there's a Windows. Yeah, see, it works on Windows and Linux. So that's what I was using before I started using Team Viewer. And there, see, there's a TAR GZ, which might run. Okay, there's 386 and a 64-bit version. I might be getting somewhere there. I wonder if I have that on my little SD card. I might. I didn't really look. Okay. This is just a downloads page, I think. Sometimes a downloads page will have more information, you know. It's not the same page. What? JFrog. Oh, GitHub. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't see anything about portable. Run, yeah, run on, okay. So, looks like I have a version that I might be able to just unpack and run. I just have to try it. Suppose I could just try it on here. Well, I already have it on this machine, I think. I'd rather try it on the live machine than this one. Let me see if I have it. Okay, I'll plug in my little 32 gigabyte card. I'm still on my remote desktop. So I'm going to plug in my 32 gigabyte. Let it get mounted up. Oh, maybe it's not going to mount automatically. Okay, so I'll try doing this. It's sort of, yeah, there it is. Okay, so Let's see if I have. Doesn't look like I have that. I have TeamViewer. Now, and what I mentioned before, I've had trouble. It ought to be in the same folder. Tight VNC. Oh, that's Tiger VNC. Okay. Yeah, so Tiger VNC is the one I like. Guarantee you. Because I have so many of them. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to try and copy those. There's not that many. Sometimes I can't have the right permissions and I can't do it. Sometimes I don't. It depends on what mood that darn stick is in. Now, if I've thought I've found rhyme and reason 100 times, but when you write to it from the XP virtual machine, it will change the permissions. But I haven't done that in a while. For a while, I couldn't write a single file to it. Now it works perfectly. Okay, good. Okay, so now I can put that over in that other machine and try and run that live. Go ahead and get that out of there. That used to have a nice, pretty icon, and it's gone. It's been gone forever since I started doing that, writing on it between the XP. Oh, get it. I took it out of there. Oh, I'm still on it. That's what it is. Whoops. What's going on here? Yeah. Okay. Now that I've gotten off of there, it should let me. That's the other reason why it's good to safely remove. Now, there we go. If you're still accessing it, it will cause. You can actually lose some data. Because there's communication is going on and maybe some cache been written or something. If you yank it out, it can cause trouble. So, okay, now we're back over there. And let's just close the web browser. We don't want to install anything else. So let's get the file manager. SanDisk. We want the 26. It should be 32 gigabytes. See, different file managers. Some of them see the reported. There it is. Reported size. Some of them will see the actual size, and these are different partitions from the live system. Is what it is. Xboot. Oh, and the others. Well, see, you've got all these partitions from the installed systems. The Windows. That's that 32. That 32 from the Windows. That's the NTFS from the Windows. That's a boot partition. That is part of the Fedora 21 system. I don't know why there's two of them, though. But anyway, that's the one I'm looking for. Okay. Now, it's already getting to where it's hard for me to read. Oh, there we go. You know what? I think it's going to stay that way, too. Now, hey, I don't want TeamViewer. I want that this time. Okay, now Tiger VNC. Okay. And we're on 64-bit, so this is the one we want. And what I'm going to do is unpack it to the downloads folder again, like I've been doing. Or maybe I should go to the home directory. Let's go home this time. That's where I put things that I want to run like that on my normal system. Now, go to home. There it is. That's not what I want. It shows it, but what in the world? It's not what I'm expect to see. Maybe it wasn't through. Clicked on Tiger VNC. Gonna get user, bin, lib64, share. Bunch of weird stuff. lib64. I don't think that's going to do me any good. I don't think I can run it. Wait. Maybe I can. I'll try it. VNC server, that would be the one. I don't think it's meant to be run like just run, but we'll try it. Let's see. Open terminal here. There we go. That's the way we like it. It never does do Control V in the terminal window though, and that should work. Really should. You will require a password to access your desktop files. Okay. I think it's working. Asked me for a password to set up. All right, now then. It's ready to start up script. Says oops though. Created a live user VNC. Starting applications. Okay, so it may be up and running. Let's go see if I can get to it. Got 3 mice over here, and 2 of them I'm actually using. Okay, let's see. I need to find out my IP address. Which one of those is has a different icon? It's so little. There it is. Well, that's not what I want. I want to know my... There we go. Network connections. I just want to know my IP address. This one doesn't have the separate desktops like I like. What's that? Network settings. Oh, there it is. 192.168.10. It's not going to be, I don't think I can get to it. I keep forgetting I'm on a different server. But I want to try it anyway once. Okay. Let's see. So I'll just try with Tiger VNC. Just to see. No, wait. I think I may. Do I have one up here that I like to use? Now, what am I on? The picture or the... Oh, I'm on the picture. Okay, let me get on the desktop so I can show what I'm actually doing. So what I'm going to try to do... Yeah, there's one that I like to use, Remote Desktop Viewer. Let's try that. Connect. I don't believe I can go straight to it, and that's not a dot. 192.168.10, but this time I'm pretty sure I have a server running. But I think I would have to get into that router and tell it to forward to the right port. Yeah, it was closed. 10.101. I'm gonna look on my stream again, see how what it's looking like. 3 hours and 3 minutes. It's still a good stream. Okay, so I would have to. I mean, I can do it. I just really didn't want to fool with it. Okay, I'm over on the other machine. Okay, so I'm going to try. I'm really cramped up here. Yeah, you see, I got my regular keyboard on my tray, but I can't move my tray because the camera's sitting on the tray. You can't even see it, but it's right there. Well, there's the back of it right there. I can't move anything. So, and I have my wireless keyboard in my lap with my everything's all cramped up. I can't see it. If I put it out further where my elbows aren't so cramped up, then I can't see the letters. I can see a few of them. Okay, let's see. I don't remember. Actually, I don't. Yeah, I made that little so it couldn't be read on purpose. I went to the double screen view. I don't think it could be read. Okay. Well, I don't think the password shows up anyway. I don't remember the password. Oh, yes, I do. How about me? Okay, now access. I'll go ahead and switch to that. Only reason I did that was to not show passwords or anything. I don't think it would have shown a password anyway, but yeah, it's so blurry you can't read it no matter what. I think that thing has moved. Oh, yeah, it had moved. Not straight with the camera. From me, putting things, putting in those USB sticks and all that stuff. Okay, access. All the routers are different on how they, how you set up the routing and all that. I can just set a DMZ for right now. What's this thing's IP address? 101. Or should I? I really don't normally do that though. I usually do virtual servers. Let's go back to DMZ. Yeah, I'll leave DMZ disabled. What if I forget? Leave it on. Okay. 192 to 168. It's going to 102. Everything's going to 102 right now. I have to change it to 101. That's what it is. 10.101. Okay, so all I want is VNC. I don't need any of the other stuff right now. Just VNC. 101. Ouch. Yes, this is how I while away the hours. We're just going to do something simple. Okay, now let's just see if I can get there. from my 10.101. Oh, I want 10.1, and that should take me to 10.101. Oh, I didn't write down that password I made. I think I know what it is, though. Let's try the actual IP. I can't remember for sure. Well, some routers are different than others. Usually you have to go to the router's main IP address. Of course, I may not have my server up running like I think I do. 10.101 was closed. Okay, it's not going to work, doesn't look like. Keep grabbing the wrong mouse. Okay, so I have my server, my VNC server, port 5900. Yeah, only 5900, but that's all I want. I don't want it going through the web internet, just local. 10.101, and that is what this one's address is. Default route is 10.1, just like I thought. So it doesn't seem to be working. Well, no, because it's disabled. Oh, that was disabled. That's enabled. I don't know. Oh, it says. Okay. Make sure it's enabled. 10.101 enabled. 5900. 10.101. So it should be working. Oh. But what's it getting its IP? I think it's going through the other router. That's why I didn't want. That's why I didn't think about. Yep. 1.1. See, my router I'm on is 0. 168.0. So that means I'd have to go through the Linksys, the 1.1, to have to point the Linksys to this one here. Actually, it may already be pointed to it for other things I was trying to do. So maybe all I have to do is go 1.2 to 1.6. I don't remember. Let's see, 1.1. I think 1.2 to 168.1.1. Let's try it. Can't remember if I go. I may have to go to like some other number. Anyway, let's see a 1 dot. 1 and 2. I can't try it. You may have to go like to the first port on it or something. I know one of my main. Let's see. Yeah, it's not doing it. So it must not be forwarded through there. I know it's that's where my server is on that router, so the port 80 and stuff is going to my server. don't think I've forgotten where I am now as far as what I'm broadcasting. Okay, yeah, I'm over on the, not on my desktop. I don't think I can get to it from this machine, period. Unless I could, I think I could, well, if I went to the right IP, it would go to my server. I could like just see the web page. I'm doing it fast because I'm not patient right now. It should, one of those would be right. It's 101 or 102. I don't think it's 100. But you really pretty much have to stop the you have to stop it. Yeah, when it's still in the middle of trying to okay, so stop it. It's not working. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Stop it. 101. I think it's 102. Oh, wait. It's 104. Yeah, but that's not what I'm looking for, is it? Oh. Yeah, I remember what it is now. It's 104. But that is not what I'm wanting anyway. Or is it 104? I'm just trying to see, trying to get through there. See, that is the beauty of the app. That'll do that stuff for you, that Team Viewer. For years, I had to fool with all this until I realized they had an app that would do it for you. Two 168.1.10. I thought 4 was what it was. I could find out, but that's not actually where I'm trying to go anyway. And I could go over there and, well, I don't want to change where it's pointing to, other than, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to change any of the where those ports are pointing. I'm getting to where you can't hear me. I don't want to change where my router that goes to my server. I don't want to mess around with it and jack things up. That's what I'm trying to say. I have all that working. So if I'm going to go over there and look at it, but I can't switch to it because it's on a different machine. But I can go over there and see what its IP address is. Yeah, 104. But yeah, I don't really want to. Completely forgot. I don't know why it's not going to it. Just go somewhere else and see if that's the problem. I think it's just stuck. I think it's just stuck. That's my blog, not my website. But, assuming my website is up and running and everything like it's supposed to be. But yeah, so I would have to mess things up in my I mean, I can get over there on my it's not going there. Now it's making me wonder what's wrong with everything. Okay, so I can't show it, and I don't really want to anyway. I don't want to mess up and show important stuff to do with my server. But I'm going to go in here and look. You have to be on the machine. You have to be on the machine that's connected to the router to log into the router. So that's the only way I can do it. I can do that from my server. I can't show it anyway, even if I wanted to. But now I'm wondering what's going on, what things are set up for. Server's not a real fast machine. I don't usually do any. Yeah, there we go. I don't usually. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, so I'll probably want to put that other. There we go. Okay. Ah. Oh, I tried that, didn't I? No, maybe I didn't. So I do have this router. Oh, okay. It's already set to go to that other router via VNC. So maybe, okay, now I know what IP address to put in there. Maybe I can get it working. So I know what to do. Okay, I know what to type in now. So let's try it and see. Oh, over here. Oh, okay. I was kind of getting a little worried about what I show online, you know. Let's see. Okay, but local IPs can only be got to. Oops. Okay. So it's already pointed there. So if that server is working right over there on the laptop, the VNC server, then it should. It's still being not accepting connections. Oh, it might be the firewall. What am I showing this time? Okay. Yeah. That's right. I'll bet you anything the firewall is not accepting connections. Yeah, there we go, firewall. See, once you get this stuff set up, you want to leave it, you know, at least the basic stuff. Let's see, because it's a pain. It takes forever to get it all working. There we go. Some of them have a save button and some of them don't. It looks like it has a save button. It says VNC. Usually I'd set in the right ports. Oh, okay. Well, that's the ones that were. So I clicked on it, and the only thing I don't know is it going to save it? Okay. Maybe that saved it. Okay, so I'm going to go back. This time I'm just going to just try it and leave it the other way. tired of switching things over and over and get confused. Doesn't look like it's going to work. It usually works pretty quick when it works. Didn't work. Okay, so it may be that I need I might see. Some firewalls it'll do it in real time, and some of them you have to save it and reboot. That's probably, see, I don't know. I don't know if my server's actually running. Let's see. It said it was. Wrong keyboard. Oops. Forgot where I am and what I'm showing. I think I'm showing the laptop. Yeah, okay, laptop. Okay, now system. What I want. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted. I'm sure there's some application that would there, system monitor, that's what I wanted. Let's see what's running here. It's either going to be tight, what was it, tight or tiger? What did I even try to run here? I was running VNC server. Okay. Okay. VNC config, that's running. XVNC, yeah, it's running. Now I don't know why I can't connect to it, because it seems like I should be able to. 192.110.101. .101 VNC enabled 5900. That's the way I want it. So I don't know. It's not going through for some reason. Okay. Yeah. This game has stopped being fun a while ago. So 1.100 should take me to it. That's what my server said. I think I remember. If I want to go to that server, no? Okay, so I forgot what I'm showing again. Okay, I'm showing the laptop. Nope. I just realized I can't go straight to the other router. I have to go to a port on this router that is forwarded to the first. I go to the. It didn't work though. Let's see. Okay. I figured out the port that goes to my web server. Now I'll try one more time. I was fixing to just completely give up. That's what I have to do. I can't go straight to any of those routers. That didn't work either. Got closed immediately. Aha. Okay, so it's talking to it because it gets slammed shut immediately. But something's telling it no. So when I go to the router that my server's on, which is what I was trying to forward it through there to the other router, which is how it was actually already set up. It was already set up to go. Yeah, it was set up to go to. Oh, the port's wrong. 101. Wait. No. 100. Oh, that would be right. Ten dot 101. Yeah, 1.100. What? Okay, yeah. So it's already set up. It should work. So there must be something wrong on the laptop itself. So I may as well leave those like that. Yeah, the only thing I would have to do is change it in the TrendNet router to the machine I wanted it to go to, which I did already. And it didn't work. Oh, you know what? I think the reason that was even set that way was to get to my Windows 7 machine that I don't even have a monitor on. So I better put it back like it was before, or I will be stuck. Well, I've got a machine that can do it. It can get into it. Better leave, get it back like it was. Yeah, I do remember what it was at the start, so. Put it back like that. Yeah, I had everything going to that same IP, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, that would have been that Windows 7 machine. Okay, that's how I run it. I don't have enough cables, enough monitor KVM ports. So I had it running. When I did use it, I would use it through the remote desktop. Okay, so of course, if I use, well, see, it's set up to when you boot the machine up, it's up and running, so you can hook up to it before it even logs in. I can hook up to it at the logon screen and then log on. So even if somebody got to it, they'd have to know the password to get into the machine, unless it was already logged on. But it's on the third router in, so from the internet, you know. So I think it's been all right so far. So anyway, this was a bunch of nothing. I didn't turn on any DMZ. I'm not going to do that. You could get in trouble while it was open. You know, that's just opening all ports to that machine. Okay. Yeah. Well, you were no fun today. It seems like I do like this desktop, so I may go ahead and try installing it. And everything I've done here is in live system, so it's going to go away. Edit a file for running, making a password, config, server, viewer. Another one. What is that one? I don't remember which one I ran. You'd have to type it in the command line. I just closed the terminal, so I stopped whatever was going on, probably. All right, well, I'm just really tired now. Don't really care anymore. So the next time I get on it, that's pretty fast. Of course, Thunderbird, I clicked on Thunderbird, and it's going to ask me to set up an account. But got to do something about that first. I don't see a way to close it. There, hit escape. Okay, so it's actually pretty cool. It might actually be something I'd be interested in using. Kind of another version of Genome 2. I do like that. I've always liked those kind of searchers when they work well and don't slow down the machine. KDE has it, but KDE slows down the machine too much to use it. So it seems faster than Mate, I think. Kind of hard to tell, but shut that thing down. So I think what I will do is the next time, tomorrow, whenever, it takes a little bit of a pain to set everything up to do my videos. Kind of hate that I'll have to start over again. What's going on? I think my... yeah, I switched my KVM switch over to the laptop, I think is what I did. Which really wouldn't hurt anything, but... It wouldn't hurt anything. But wasn't what I realized. I didn't do it on purpose. Oh, how funny. It shows me in the reflection. So, let me see what I got going here. So, yeah, that's just back to the home page. Let's go to Live Dashboard. Let's see, I'm on my camera, though. I meant to switch to screencast. See how that's looking. Okay, so actually looks like I'm ending up with still a good stream and everything. It's really been working good. Um, OBS on YouTube, OBS Studio Live. So sorry, John, that I missed you. Seeing you again. And I can't monitor it all the time because not today, not when I'm doing what I'm doing, because the only machine I have to monitor on. I can do it on my monitor my live stream on my laptop whenever, uh, and it's the only thing it's doing because. But since it's what I'm trying to put a new operating system on, I couldn't do that. So, and I actually left it running for probably an hour or two. I don't know. Well, not that long, but I don't know how. I think it's probably 30, 40 minutes, and it went up to 220 something megabytes of memory usage. I'm sorry, gigabytes. 2.2 something gigabytes of memory usage. Like 2 gig and 200 megabytes. It was something like that. And I had to, had to get out of there. So I can only just kind of sporadically come back and look at my live stream. So that really stinks there. And that's YouTube. That's got nothing to do with OBS Studio or anything. That's just the YouTube live stream admin page. And if I went to I don't think it makes any difference. I think it's just the fact that it's a live stream, and I guess it's caching into your memory instead of caching onto the hard drive. Why it does that, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's only, it's not only, well, actually, Chrome is way worse. Chrome starts out using, I can't even use Chrome on this machine. Because as soon as I imported all of my, I've got Chromium on here now. I took Chrome, I have Chrome on here, but I took it out of my bar up here because I couldn't use it. Put Chromium in it. Vivaldi's based on Chromium, and it's really lightweight, but I don't have any of my bookmarks in there. And I thought, well, I put on Chromium because it's really lightweight, and I thought, well, I'll start using that when I want to use a different browser when I need to for whatever reason. I imported all my bookmarks, and it started. I can't use the machine. It uses it starts out at a gig of RAM, and it won't go any lower than that. I just give up. I thought, well, maybe it's just still important bookmarks and stuff, because Chrome's really bad about using up a lot of memory when it's doing stuff like that. Chrome and Chromium, evidently. I had really never used Chromium, the granddaddy of Chrome, But, well, it didn't used to be in the repos, and you couldn't install it easy. It took a lot of work, and I just didn't want to fool with it. But you definitely don't want to import a whole lot of bookmarks into it. Then it starts using up too many resources. And I have a lot of bookmarks. Whoops, I opened up another. I have a lot of bookmarks in my Firefox. But it does all right. I mean, it would probably run a little better if I didn't have as many in there. I guess the best way I could really show, I mean, that's quite a bit, I back them up ever so often, and it's gotten up to last backup I did was 107 megabytes, and that actually makes a big difference. In your oh man, that's big. Good thing that's live and I wasn't having to upload it. But that's big, 4.2 gigabytes. That's my lot. So today I did a short test, 52 megabytes, and then hour to, I think it was an hour and 30-minute video or something, 1.5 gigabytes, and then this one, 4.2 gigabytes. So I'm gonna have to get out of here. Didn't mean to go so long. I think I made a new record. I keep saying, once in a while I'll do that. I'll go really way too long. Yeah, 3 hours and 42 minutes. Wow. And so, and all in all, I've done like 4, 5, 6, almost 6 hours of video today. That's crazy. So, anyway, I just figured it'd take an hour to max 2 hours to install, to write my image to my USB stick and install my Fedora 25. But I ran into, I had already tested it out. I had already ran my team viewer that I planned on using to make the video with in the live, a live portable version of TeamViewer live in Fedora 25 32-bit, but I wanted 64-bit, and that's when everything went cattywonkered. So I can't get it to run in there. Probably it is a 32-bit app, and it won't run in there, I'm guessing, because it ran fine in 32-bit Fedora 25. I didn't try it in that other desktop that I was just using. I just assumed it wouldn't work. I should have tried it. Now I'm thinking, well, you should have tried it. You don't know till you try. I tried it in, what did I try it in? Oh, I tried it in Genome 3 by accident because I wasn't paying attention, and I burned that onto my USB stick. And I tried it in Mate. This other one, I've already forgot the name of the desktop now. I keep wanting to call it Sugar on a Stick, but that's not the one it is. This other one is whatever it is. I'm going blank here. Yeah, I really should have just tried it. Maybe I will but I think I'm going to go ahead and install it on that laptop. I think I may. Thing is, the only reason I think, well, if I don't really like it, then I'll have to start over again, because Mate and this one are both based on Genome 2, and they're going to fight each other for startup apps and control of different things. Because when your system's running, some of those, I had that, like I said, I had that a lot of trouble with that between Genome 3 and Mate. Even when you're in the other desktop, the system is up and running, and some of those things want to go ahead and run in the background just because the system's running. So that's what I'm afraid would happen with this. I can do KDE, I can do XFCE with Mate, but I've never even tried this one. I didn't even realize that it was. I've heard of it a lot, but I never paid any attention to it. I've already forgot the name of the desktop. But anyway. We will just, I'm going to quit and quit for the day. It's a long day for me, because I got up when did I get up? About 3:30 this morning, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon now, so it's my whole day now. Okay, so, it's done. And bye-bye. And I will come back as soon as I can, probably tomorrow, and finish the install one way or the other. Like I said, I didn't want to do it by pointing a camera at the laptop. I wanted it to be a real nice desktop video. Oh, I could try. Got tired. I looked at it. I could go ahead and try installing OBS Studio on the laptop itself, and just do it from there if it can handle it. I don't know if it can really handle streaming. The last time I tried to run OBS Studio on the laptop, it couldn't handle it, period. Just couldn't do it. So I don't know that I could do it. If this new desktop is lighter weight enough, maybe I could do it and do the install at the same time in the live system. I guess if I can't figure out a way to get a remote desktop working, then that'd be my only other option to do it, unless I want to point the phone camera at it, which really sucks, so I don't really want to do that. I've done a few other ones like that. Last time I did a Fedora install video, I did it that way with it was a tablet I was using, and it's not a very good video. So when you do a desktop video, you want to be able to see everything and read everything, So anyway, this is done, so I'm going to get out of here, go eat and stuff, all that good stuff. All right, bye-bye.